I'm going to be recording this session today so we can post it later. So again, University of Houston Graduate School information session to find out about graduate programs here at University of Houston. My name is Dina Benavides. I'm a program manager for the graduate school and a recruiter. And I have Miss Margarita Llenas. She is a transcript analyst, and she's going to be talking about transcripts a little bit later on in the presentation, and maybe help screen some commonly asked questions that we have. So we're excited to have all of you with us today. It looks like we have a good group, and hopefully your afternoon is going really well. We'll get started. So I want to connect with y'all. Like, what we want to do, we're just going to have everyone on mute for the time being. And then what we're going to have you do is submit your questions in the chat box. I want to make sure that you guys can hear my voice and see the screen. So if you can just go ahead and put in the chat box that you can hear me and see the screen, just say yes, hello, if you want. What I also want to do to better connect with you is I want you guys to share one positive thing that you've made time for while being at home, since most of us have been home since mid-March. I also want to hear from you what degree you are interested in. That's going to help me get you the relevant information and contacts and connections for that specific program. So if you guys could do that, that would be great. So I'll start one positive thing that I've made time for while being at home. I have been cooking more. I have a George Foreman grill. I just grilled some hamburgers for lunch, which I think is awesome. And I've been walking my dog a lot more and just enjoying my time at home doing like home projects. So now it's y'all's turn. So go ahead and put that in the chat box, a positive thing that you've done. And then what degree you guys are interested in. I'll wait a few moments for you guys to put that information in. Margarita said she made pesto with her own homegrown basil. I think I saw that on Instagram. But very good, good for you. Actually, pesto is quite expensive if you buy it at the grocery, if it's like the fresh stuff, the real stuff. Bailey is sharing that she's worked on learning another language. What language are you learning, Bailey? That's great. And you're interested in hospitality and tourism management, the master's program that's with the Hilton College. It's the best in the world. So you're definitely in good company. And learning that other language, I think, might even give you a competitive advantage. Maybe going to wherever that language is spoken to work at a hotel, maybe there someday. Alina is sharing that she has learned to become more mindful of small experiences. Oh, that's good. Definitely. And you're interested in clinical neuropsychology. And then Sabam is, he's exercising more. Good for you. I've been exercising a ton. I go for a morning run, and then I go, actually, I have an outdoor gym that I go to. So good for you. And you're interested in aerospace engineering, which is a very good program. And Estefani Reyes has been working on being more physically active, and you're interested in the counseling psychology PhD program. So for you, Estefani, you will be connecting with the College of Education that falls under the School of College of Education for counseling psychology. And I'll go through that later. And then Tiffany Rodriguez is spending more time with family. Who isn't spending more time with family? I'm sure y'all are, right? Which is it can be a good thing. Maybe sometimes it's a little frustrating, which is understandable. And you are interested in building your educational doctorate in professional leadership. Excellent. So good to have a variety of different interests, right? And Tatia says one positive thing she's done to dedicate more time for herself, actively practicing self-care. Y'all should be practicing a lot of good self-care for yourselves. She is interested in the chemistry doctoral program. There's a lot of really good research going on at U of H we're like a tier 1 research institution. So I'll go through that later. And then Christina Hewitt, she said that she's working on herself and she's interested in the counseling program. Awesome. I think we all are, right? Like, I'm definitely trying, since I'm by myself a lot, trying to really reflect on things and how I can make myself a better person. And you guys are all here probably to one degree or another, wanting to make yourselves better. You're interested in growing more like mentally, you know, with challenging yourself intellectually and opening up some doors of opportunity. So that's really good. And Nadia is saying, sharing that she's interested in the PhD in higher education leadership and policy studies. It's a really good program too. So I'm happy to hear from you guys. If you are just joining us, we are sharing one positive thing that we've made time for while being at home, and then what degree you're interested in. So thank you all for sharing. It sounds like you guys are keeping busy, and you guys will be keeping even busier if and when, you know, you move forward with applying. Maybe you're going to come to University of Houston and be busy with classes and coursework, hopefully. The next thing I want to hear from you is I want to hear how you heard of us. Are you a current student, alumni, or did you just hear about us? So go ahead and put that in the chat box. That's going to help me, again, with getting information to you. So current student, an alumni, or you just, like, how did you hear about us? Were you referred? Go ahead and put that in the chat box, and we'll get started. So this is our agenda for today. We're going to be talking about University of Houston Graduate School, of course. We're going to talk about accelerated dual degree programs. These are programs that are for current UH undergraduate students. We're going to also talk about funding for graduate school, as well as the application process. We want to also showcase some of our more popular graduate programs. Now, if we don't go through the program that you are interested in, I will make sure that you get the resources that you need to connect with that information for today. And we're going to have Q&A, questions and answers at the end of the session. So let me see where we're at with our responses, because I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me just run through that really quick. So we have, it looks like we have some alumni. We have some people. Stefani is from Texas A&M, but you're a Houston native. Houston's an amazing city, isn't it? And well, okay, we'll go back to Alina. She said she's doing some research about psychology graduate programs, and that she is minoring at her current university. Excellent. Tiffany knows several people who have completed the program. Good for you. Maybe you can get help with like future homework or getting connected to the faculty. And Sabam says that he is a UH alumni. So welcome, go Cougs. Bailey is graduating next month, exploring different school master degree programs to see which one fits her for online. Good for you, Bailey. And Noko Kori heard about U of H, that they have a really good industrial organizational psychology program. Yeah, all of our psychology programs are really good. Bailey says that her sister worked at U of H in the athletics department. Good. We have really good athletics too, by the way. And Kristen said she went to Texas Tech, but she's originally from Houston. Christina, my old roommate, used to work at Texas Tech. She also went there for a number of years. In Lubbock, Texas, I think. They have pretty stormy weather out there. She's back there. She was working at UH downtown, actually. She loved Houston. So, I mean, you always come back to Houston, right? It's a really great city. So it's good to have you back with us. And Texas Tech, I think, is a really good college as well. Nadia said she's exploring different programs for higher education and policy. Good for you. Y'all are like in the beginning, maybe beginning stages of kind of doing research to find out more about graduate programs. So you're in the right place. And Jalissa, welcome, Jalissa. You're a current student at Texas State University. Wait, Texas Southern University, or it's Texas State University. Anyway, you're graduating in November and you're researching different graduate programs right now. Good. So you're being like proactive about that. And then Lucky says she's an Aggie alumni, but a Houstonian. You're interested in mastering a master's degree in geology. So good. I hope you have some calculus under your belt, Lucky, because I think you will need some of that. So good. All right. So good to hear from you guys. The next thing I want to do is show a video, a really brief video of our campus. And I also want to let y'all know that our campus is opening up in different phases. So right now we're in phase, what are we in? We're in phase 2, right, Margarita? I think we are in phase 2. So our campus is slowly opening. They have a task force that is working on, we are still moving forward with having face-to-face class offerings. And they're doing that in a very mindful, careful way with scheduling and keeping in mind social distancing and making sure that all the precautions are there for folks that are going to be coming onto campus. So I miss our campus, and I want you guys to hear from one of our current UH students and staff members.
Let's write a story. One where you're the hero, one where you change the world, one research project, one business idea, one blueprint at a time. A story that starts with the University of Houston. Because we are a university of change, and we're evolving every single day. We're history in the making, sculpting the future of tomorrow, one student at a time. We're forever forward, bursting with inspiration and brimming with possibility. Right in the heart of the city that sent a man to the moon. That's home to the world's largest medical center. The place that showed the world that even in the toughest of times, we are unbreakable, unstoppable, and undeniably better than ever. But this isn't just our story. It's yours, and hers, and his. Because here at the University of Houston, we're still writing our legacy, and we've been waiting for you. Will you join us?
So that's our powerhouse. Go Cougs. It's always nice to see the campus. It's such a pretty campus. Hopefully you guys will be attending to see the campus and experience it. There's so much pride in our college, so it's always a good thing. Okay, we'll get back to the presentation. Go Cougs. So why choose UH Graduate School? So we have 150 different master, doctoral, and professional degrees. Our programs rank really high for student satisfaction. We have the top 50 programs in US News and World Report. We're the #2 most diverse public university in the US from 2017. Almost 30% of our graduate students are international, which is really nice. #2 in the nation for our online graduate degree programs, and over 20 fully online graduate degrees. We are also a Tier 1 research institution. So that means that we have high research activity. We have funding and support. Our faculty and our graduate students are doing some really amazing things at University of Houston. So I just want to let y'all know that. And then Houston is many things, but it's one thing above all else. It's a city that always looks forward and never back. Here are some things that you should know about the city. We are the 4th largest city in the US. We have the largest medical center in the world. 24 Fortune 500 company headquarters are located here. We have 145 languages spoken in the city of Houston, which speaks to our diversity, as well as being the #1 city in the US to start your career. And here are some of our colleges and schools offering graduate programs. So you can see that we have a wide array of them. So they are related to architecture and design. The arts business has several different, degrees offered. Education does as well. Engineering is really popular. Hotel and restaurant management, I know we have at least one person interested in that. Liberal arts and social sciences, natural sciences, and mathematics for our geology person that's out there. Public affairs, social work, and technology. We also offer professional programs. So those would be related to things like law program, the law school, our nursing school, optometry, pharmacy, and we also have a medical school that is going to be opening up really soon. We offer master degree programs, which are usually 2-year degrees, doctoral programs, graduate certificate programs, which are less length and duration than a master program. Usually those are done within a semester or 1 year. And sometimes those certificate programs can lead to master programs, and there's over 70 of those type of certificate programs. We also offer dual degree programs. We have a listing of those on our website. So you'll definitely want to connect with the information. We have a full list of those that can be found at the web link that's posted there. Yeah, so I will be sending you guys this PowerPoint presentation for you guys to better connect with the information after the session. It does have a lot of great resources for you on it. And then accelerated pathway dual degree programs. This provides academically outstanding students an accelerated pathway to complete an undergraduate and a master's degree in a reduced period of time. The accelerated pathway dual degree programs provide senior students permission to take a specified number of master level courses as electives towards completion of their bachelor degree. So this is for our current UH students. The students then apply to the relevant graduate program, and if accepted, the previously completed graduate coursework during their senior year is counted as transfer credit towards the completion of the master degree. And here are some options for that. I wanted to present this information to you as a good resource. So you can see in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, they have where it's a Bachelor of Art with a Master of Art in Political Science, for example, or you could do a Liberal Studies Bachelor degree and pair it with a law degree and or public policy. And again, you can find out more information with a web link that's posted there. We also have them in the College of Natural Sciences and Math, the Bachelor of Science with a Master of Science, Computer Science. And College of Technology has some options there as well with Human Resource Development, with Biotechnology and Engineering Technology, Retail Consumer Science, as well as Global Retailing, and some other options, as well as lastly, Cullen College of Engineering. They have an accelerated Master Fellowship as well as with Industrial Engineering. They pair it with a dual degree with Business Administration, which is a very popular one, the Master of Business Administration. Next, what I want to do is talk to y'all about how are you going to pay for graduate school. So this is need-based aid through the Graduate School Fund. Two requirements for that: Texas resident and a FAFSA is required. So again, it's need-based, it's based on your income and what is needed, right? And you can get awarded up to $5,000. We also offer graduate tuition fellowships and assistantships, as well as merit-based scholarships and financial aid. You can learn more about our funding options. We have a really great webpage that you guys will want to explore. It also has scholarships, private scholarships and nonprofit scholarships for you guys to look at and maybe even apply. We do have Sally Mae. I don't know if you guys have ever, like with your loans, undergrad loans, gotten a Sally Mae loan, but Sally Mae is very popular with college students to get a loan. They are offering free webinars on how to pay for graduate school as well. I think that's a really good resource to connect with, and you can find them online. And getting funding to pay for graduate school is all about planning ahead, doing your research, applying, and then budgeting, right? So like today, you guys are here, you're like, I'm trying to plan ahead for my future. I'm starting to look and do research, right, on graduate programs. And eventually you're gonna apply. And you know, with budgeting, right, like we make so many financial decisions every day, like on average, it's like around 6 or more decisions financially a day with different purchases, right? So you'll want to keep that in mind because you guys are going towards that next goal. Keep that budget in mind. And these things I think will help you get funding for paying for graduate school. Because I want you guys to go to graduate school because it's a really great experience and it opens a lot of doors for you. I think y'all realize that. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the GRE GMAT test. So what we want you to do, how many of you guys started studying for it? Go ahead and put in the chat box yes or no that you started studying for the GRE or GMAT. I want to hear from you. I want you to check with your program that you're interested in to see if they are requiring the GRE or the GMAT. Because the good news is some are not requiring the GRE or a GMAT. You will want to check with them. For example, any degrees under College of Technology or College of Engineering, because of the quarantine and the pandemic, they are not requiring the GRE or GMAT. For applicants for spring, for fall 2020, which is now, in spring 21. So that's good news for those interested in those particular programs. Let me see. Some of you guys have already started studying. So if you don't know, I'm going to let you guys know what the GRE is, a graduate record exam. It's kind of the equivalent of the ACT or the SAT that you would have taken from high school to get into your undergraduate degree. So this is the equivalent. It's the graduate record exam. That's what a lot of colleges use. One part of the application process, it's a measurement of knowledge in different areas to kind of, I guess, measure how successful you may be or how much knowledge you have with reasoning, with mathematical skills and verbal. So that kind of tests you. Yeah, Jalissa. They don't, it depends on the program, but you're gonna wanna definitely check with your program advisor. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit to see if they're still requiring it. Because a lot of programs are still requiring it. So definitely check with them. I'm gonna get you guys their information too, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in programs related and fall under the College of Education. This is something I want you guys to pay attention to. Now, if the GRE or the GMAT is required, this is a waiver program. This is University of Houston Graduate School. They are offering a GRE GMAT waiver program for UH main campus undergraduate students and alumni. To qualify, students must have graduated from the University of Houston main campus within 3 years preceding the term for which they are applying. Students must also meet the minimum undergraduate GPA for the degree to which they are applying. So this is something to keep in mind. What I did was with this presentation, I'll click on this and we'll see if it will show us. It didn't pop up. I'll show you all later what it looks like, but this is the web link and you can actually see what the GPA requirement is. Again, this is for UH main campus undergraduate students and alumni, this waiver program. The next thing I want to go through is the application process overview. So these are 5 steps to help you with the online applications. The first step is the online application, right? So we have our own system. It's called Apply Web. You can go to the web link that's on the bottom to kind of connect with that, start your application, start your account with that. You can log in and out of that account. Step 2 is the application fee. Now the fee, if you are a domestic applicant, it will be waived because you have attended this session today for domestic applicants. And I'm going to go through what you need to do to get the application fee waiver code in the next slide. So definitely want to pay attention to that because that's going to save you some money, but there are some steps that you need to do to get the fee waiver code. The next step, step 3, are your transcripts. I'm going to let Margarita, she's going to talk about that in a couple more slides. I'll go back to you if that's okay. Step 4 are test scores. Again, you'll want to connect with your program advisor to see if the GRE GMAT test is required. A lot of times on our different websites for our programs, they will have like really explicit directions as well. But they'll have their contact information there to connect with them with any questions that you may have if something's not clear. You'll want to connect with them. And then step 5 is additional materials. So some programs, they might require a resume, a portfolio of past work that you've done. It just depends. Definitely want to keep that in mind and connect with the program that you're interested in. Margarita, I'll let you go through. I'll pull up that transcript information in a moment. I want to go through the application fee waiver. this is to save you money, right? So domestic applicants, this is for you. What you're going to want to do is reach out to the UH Graduate School once you've gotten to the end of the application to get the application fee waiver code. Once you reach the last page of the application, you're going to send the below information to gradschool@uh.edu. It's going to be your name, the date of the info session. I can't believe it's already July 28th. We're in like 4 months of the pandemic, and I'm sure we're all doing really good. I know I am. It's Tuesday, July 28th, when you attended the program you're applying to, and then a photo of the last page of the application. So I wanted to show you, this is the last page. This is what the last page looks like. I want to just make note, it's section 19 of 19, right? So this isn't, this application is something that you might want to set aside time and plan ahead, right? Being mindful of deadlines and stuff like that. But I wanted to show you on the bottom there, where it says application fee waiver code, that's where you're going to insert the code that we will generate for you. So you'll send the information that's on the left part of the slide, your name, date of info session, the program you're applying to, and a photo of this last page to get it. Sometimes it takes us 1 to 2 business days to get the code generated for you. So we ask that you give us enough time to do that. I had someone last week who the deadline was within 24 hours. And yeah, we were kind of in a time crunch for that. So just be mindful of that. We don't want you to apply very last minute, because I really want you guys to get the fee waiver code in plenty of time and not stress about that part of the process. So just keep that in mind. I think that's really going to help us. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up really quick. I'm going to pull up our transcript information for Miss Margarita to present on. Just give me a second to do that. We'll get started. I'll give you the remote control. Just let me. Sounds good. And I think you're ready. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can start, Margarita. Miss Margarita Yenas, she is our transcript analyst. She's going to be going through transcript information for us. I think she's probably going to want to ask you if we can, in the chat box, if you can let us know if you're international or a domestic applicant. That'll be really helpful. And then if you are international, let us know what country of your origin is. So that she can go through that information with you as well. So wait for you to respond to that, and I'll let her proceed to talk.
Yeah, so I'll give everybody a moment to kind of look at the question I posed. Oops, I did not make it. I'm sorry. There we go. I think that should be available to everybody. So if you could let me know if you are an international or domestic student. And then if you studied outside of the U.S., can you let me know if you earned a degree past your high school, and if so, what country you earned that degree in? Because that'll be really important in what information I covered today. So I kind of want to just make sure. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of domestic students, so that's good. Okay, I see an international student as well from Mexico. Let me try to pull up the chat separately. Okay. Okay, and then I see a couple students from Mexico, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward, and if I see anybody else answer anything else, I'll cover it, or I'll try to address it, and I will be available afterwards for questions. So let me just. So this is, I'm going to cover 2 parts for transcript information. One part will be transcript information during the application process, which is when you're submitting everything to be reviewed. for the program, and then transcript information for afterwards if you are accepted and you decide to join us at UH Graduate School. So during the application process, and this is specifically for domestic students, if you studied in the U.S. institution and earned a degree such as a bachelor's, master's, doctoral, associate's, then we ask that you upload your official transcripts to your application. And when we say official transcripts, we mean transcripts that have been issued by the university. So it could be a hard copy of a document that you've scanned and uploaded to your application, or it could be an electronic copy that was issued by the university that you have saved up, and then you can just upload that to your application. And then if you earned a degree, please make sure that the degree is posted on the transcript. So if you earned a bachelor's, make sure it states degree awarded or conferred on your transcript, because that'll be really important. And that's usually at the beginning or the end of the transcript. So just double check if you haven't, because we want to see the most up-to-date transcript. And then if your degree is still in progress, all you have to do is self-report what date you think you're going to graduate, and then upload the most up-to-date transcript at the time of application. Just note that it takes a while for the programs to review the application, so they might not review it immediately if you submit an application. Some of them like to wait until the deadline's over and then collect everything and look at it one by one. At that point, they may ask you again to upload a more recent transcript. If that is the case, and you applied at the beginning of the year and they're reviewing it mid-year. So just be aware of that. And then this is transcript information during the application process for students that earned a degree outside of the US. So if you earned a degree outside of the US, a really good source is this link that I have down here. That's for international students. And some countries, we have very country-specific guidelines, so you want to check those out. And then also keep in mind that anything that you upload to your application is considered official for your application process only, for admissions review only. And I'll get more into it when I cover the second part. But for the meantime, you know, when we ask you to upload official documents, if you've opened them from an envelope, they would still be considered official for application purposes. So to the Nidia and Maxia, who studied in Mexico, you're going to want to upload a scan of your official transcript. Any official, any university or college work, you want to go ahead and upload. Make sure that all the years are attended. So make sure that as long as you studied, that's what you want to upload. And then for Mexico, we ask that you upload Spanish and English translations. Sometimes you can get away with uploading only the native language transcripts, because I do review the ones from Mexico and all the Spanish-speaking countries, and I can read Spanish, so sometimes I don't need to see the translation. But in the case that I knew, just be aware that usually we ask students upload their native language transcripts and then an English translation. And then also we ask that you include your graduation or degree certificate. And again, that would be your native language one or your English translation. And that's all you have to, for Mexico, I think that's all you have to upload for your application for us to review. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip over these unless anybody studied in these countries, but I didn't see anybody answer that, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it right now. And so just to reiterate, official documents are documents issued by the university. They must bear a signature and seal from the office of the registrar. And then you can open documents that are in envelopes issued by the university and scan them to your application. Just keep in mind that those documents, once they've been opened and scanned to your application, are only going to be considered for admission purposes only. And that's a really big difference. And then a transcript analyst such as myself might reach out to you and request additional documents or to clarify information regarding your documents. So don't be surprised if you get a message. That doesn't mean that that just means we want a little bit more information, or there might be something missing. And then if you are admitted and you studied in the US, all students that accept an offer at UH will be asked to submit official documents before they are eligible to enroll for classes. That goes the same for domestic or international students. All our students have to submit proof to verify their degree. A hold will be placed on your account, just be aware. So you will not be able to enroll until we get official documents submitted. So if you attended UH with I think there was 1 or 2 alumni here. If you studied at UH and you don't have any pending holds, we can retrieve your official transcript. And usually, as long as you list that you attended UH and you don't have a hold currently preventing you from getting an official transcript, the admissions office will actually go in and upload an official transcript on your behalf, and it's free of cost to you. So that's a little bit of an extra perk for our returning students from UH. And then again, if you earned an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, or a doctoral degree from a US institution, you can have those documents mailed directly to our office, or you can request to have them sent electronically. And this is only for domestic students. And then again, you want to make sure that the degree awarded or earned is posted to your final transcript if you are sending us anything after you've been admitted. So I have 2 mailing addresses. We have a regular mail or express mail. Either one works, although we usually recommend express mail. And then if you are having your electronic documents sent to us, you can have them sent to gradschool@uh.edu, or if the option for UH graduate admissions is there, you can select that one. And then this is transcript information if you are admitted and you studied outside of the US. Pretty much most of your documents are going to need to come in a signed and sealed envelope from the issuing university. So for the attendees today that studied in Mexico, the transcript would need to come in a signed and sealed envelope. And then sometimes universities can make attested copies of final degree certificates. Any attested copies made by the university will also need to be in a sealed envelope. If they issue English translations, the university issues English translations, those should also be in a signed and sealed envelope from the university. And those could be sent directly to us, or they can be given to the student, and the student can meet with the transcript analyst and can turn them into us. Transcript analysts are also able to meet with students once they arrive to the country and make certified copies of original documents such as degree or graduation certificates. So those documents that are only issued once, we can make copies of them because we don't want you to turn those into us if it's only issued once to students. And then electronic copies are not accepted for international students. And again, for most countries, students need to submit the following: transcripts, a degree certificate or diploma, and English translations for both of those. And if you have any questions, like I think you saw on the slide before, we do have country-specific guidelines. So for like Iran or India, our process is a lot different for how we receive documents from them. So you want to make sure and look at that link that I have listed below, just so you can review what information you need to upload to your application. And if you are admitted, it's pretty much going to be the same information that you'll need to look at after you've been admitted and you need to submit official documents. And let me see, did I click on it? Oh, so I clicked out of it, my bad. And then again, just kind of reiterating some information for our international students or students that studied outside of the US. You know, those official documents have to be in a sealed envelope if they can be issued in a sealed envelope. You know, we always request English translation, and you can usually meet with a transcript analyst to submit documents, and that's by appointment only, so you can send us an email or there are days, the closer we get to the semester, where we do meet with students in person and we have walk-in hours, or we're available certain days without a student having to make an appointment. And that's all information that you'll get after you've been admitted. And I just have a little infographic at the bottom that you can take a look at later after you get the presentation. It kind of just pretty much goes over the same thing I just did. I don't know if I keep doing that. Okay, and then just a special note regarding COVID-19. This goes for students that are applying, and then for fall 2020 semester. I know that's pretty late, but I still see students applying for that. I haven't gotten any information for spring 2021, so just look out at our link below that I have posted. But for students that are accepted to fall 2020, and even if you are in the process of applying, we do understand that COVID-19 has affected not just our country, but it's a global pandemic. So we understand that students might have issues getting some of those documents they need, like transcripts or additional information we might request. So you can always reach out to us if you have questions about how to submit your documents, and we'll work with you and give you alternatives because we really are trying to work with our students in getting those documents either submitted to us or if they can't upload them. So that doesn't mean that you can't apply if you're missing some of these documents I mentioned. Like I said, you'll just have to reach out to us, and I'll have our contact information listed in the next slide. And you just have to reach out to us and let us know the situation so we can work with you. And then this is just our contact information. So you can always email us at gradschool@uh.edu. Whatever question you have related to transcripts, it will be filtered and it'll be sent to either me or the other transcript analyst. You can visit us at our main office, although right now we are not available because we're working remotely, but we're located in the E. Cullen building in room 102 at the University of Houston main campus. And then our phone number, I have it listed there because they haven't made an announcement whether we'll be meeting with students in person. So it's a good idea to send us an email or give us a call to see if anybody will be on campus to see you and when we will be available. So that's just a good thing to know because right now a lot of campuses are closed. So just keep that in mind. But if you have any questions regarding any more transcript information, just go ahead and put it in the chat and I'll be answering it as Dina continues her presentation. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Margarita. Really good information for you guys. Yeah, it's really good information. So let's get back to next. What I want to do is I'm going to showcase some of our graduate programs for you. I want to have us keep in mind like deadlines and decisions. So let's get back to that. So deadlines and decisions. So admission decisions and deadlines are made by the program. You'll want to application deadline extension for some of our more popular master programs on campus are happening. We want you to connect with your program advisor for the program you're interested in to learn more. A full list of our admission contacts and deadlines can be found at the link that's posted there as well. Next, I want to showcase some of our graduate programs, finally, right? Talk about those a little bit. So in the College of Education, which a lot of you attending today are interested in, these are the graduate program, degree programs that are offered. They offer administration and supervision, curriculum and instruction, higher education and special populations at the master level. And you can see that there are some prompts there with stars and crosses about where those programs are offered. Some of them are offered at UH Sugar Land, some are offered online. We have some highly, from US News and World Report, highly recognized online programs through education. Also, education doctorate, the EDD, in professional leadership with those specializations that are listed there. We also have the Doctor of Philosophy, the PhD, right, in counseling, psychology, curriculum and instruction, higher education, leadership and policy studies, measurement, quantitative methods, learning sciences, and school psychology. And I know a few of you are interested in that as well. You can learn more about those different education programs and degree programs at the web link that's posted. Also, they have a general email that you can send inquiries to. Jennifer Hay is your contact person. You might want to write that down. She is willing, actually, I just spoke to her because she couldn't make the session today, but she said that she would be more than happy to set up a one-on-one session with you to learn more about the programs that are offered through the College of Education, just to let you know. So I think that's really great. She's a really great resource. She's been with the college for a long time and knows the ins and outs of the degree programs. The next thing I want to talk about is our Graduate College of Social Work programs. We do offer face-to-face, hybrid, and online programs. We do offer a Master Degree of Social Work, which is an MSW. This does not require the GRE. We also offer the Doctoral Degree of Social Work, which does require the GRE, just to let you know. A lot of their classes are offered at the Sugar Land campus as well. You can find out more about the social work program if you're interested at the web link that's posted below. Next, we're going to talk about College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences in the Department of Psychology. They offer PhD programs in 4 areas: clinical, developmental, cognitive neuroscience, which I think one person is interested in, industrial organizational, which another person is interested in today, and social psychology. The department does not have terminal master program, although the PhD students earn a master degree in the process of fulfilling their doctoral requirement. You can learn more about the graduate programs related to psychology at the web link that's posted. We just want to note the application deadline for PhD application has already passed for consideration for fall 2020, just to let y'all know. So again, you guys will want to connect with the deadlines, contacts and deadlines web link that was posted earlier. I'll put it in the chat box after we're done going through this information. Next, I want to go through the College of Technology. They do offer they have 12 different Master of Science options. They have programs related to computing and multimedia, organizational sciences, engineering and industrial technology, technology management, and health sciences. There is no GRE or GMAT required for College of Technology to apply through spring 21 because of the pandemic and the quarantine and everything. So that's good news for some of you who may be interested in College of Technology. And these are the programs that they are offering under the umbrella of College of Technology. So you have Foresight, Global Retailing, Human Resource Development, Construction Management, Supply Chain and Logistics, Cyber Technology and Networking, Cybersecurity, Networking Communications, Biotechnology, Computational Health Informatics, as well as Mechanical Engineering, Technology, Network Communications as well. So there's a lot of different options there. If you are interested, a lot of times when I was trying to figure out graduate school, I was interested in at least 2 to 3 subjects. I think I have a master's degree in public administration, and it was between that, public affairs, and getting a master in business administration, for example. So it's always good, I think, for folks to have also alternatives of plans for graduate school as well, because you never know what you're kind of trying to figure out what your passion is and where you're going to be with different opportunities. Okay, so next we have Cullen College of Engineering. They do offer advanced degrees through 14 graduate programs. Their chemical engineering program is ranked really high in the top 20 nationally by the National Research Institute. They also have 7 online engineering master programs and 6 certificate programs. You can learn more about their graduate programs at the web link that's posted there. Their deadline for fall has already passed. They are waiving the GRE requirement for new applicants. I think we do have one person, I believe you were in subsea engineering, definitely going to want to connect with the College of Engineering. They have a digital version of the graduate catalog located there, as well as a really great graduate program video that introduces some of the staff and some of the students, shows you some of the facilities. So it's definitely worth watching if you wanted to connect even more with the College of Engineering. We also offer a Master of Science in Accountancy. This is kind of an overview, and it's through the Bauer College of Business. It does not require an undergraduate degree in accounting. There are some prerequisite courses for the Master of Science program. Those can be completed through CAP, and there's no post-baccalaureate nor other graduate courses that transfer into the Master of Accountancy. It's pretty specific. I know that folks that do get a master's degree of science and accountancy, they can definitely increase their opportunities and their salary. It will definitely help with that. So it's something to think about. They also offer shorter certificate programs if you didn't want to do the master program. So these are the specializations, the certificate programs that they do related to assurance and financial reporting, advanced internal audit, taxation, oil and gas, applied data analytics. So definitely some great options. Bauer College of Business, if you're interested in degrees related to business, they have a calendar and it has different sessions that they are presenting on based on interest and connecting with faculty as well. So definitely, if you're interested, click there to get more information. And then useful links and locations. So UH Graduate School, we are located in the beautiful Cullen Building. You can connect with us virtually on our website, which you guys have because you guys signed up for this session. You can contact us through gradschool@uh.edu, and our contact list is there, as well as our program advisors, right? Like those are kind of like the go-to people. Once you've gone through the webpage and you've been to the info session, if you do have a pending question, definitely you want to connect with the program advisor because they're the expert for that specific program. And you can find the admission contacts and deadlines located there. And then we want you guys to follow us on social media. So what social media are you using? Put it in the chat box. I want to hear from you. I know I am using Instagram and Facebook more. I keep in touch. I lived abroad for a number of years and I keep in touch with all my Middle Eastern friends on Snapchat. So that's kind of cool. And I follow the news a little bit on Twitter because it's just super fast, right? Like there's stuff that seems to pop up there. So let me see what y'all are saying. Margarita is definitely all about Instagram. What is Marcia into? Instagram. I think we have everybody loving Instagram. Tiffany is like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Nadia is Facebook and Instagram. Awesome. Good for sharing. Thanks for sharing, guys. Now the next thing we're going to do is kind of open up the floor to questions. So I want to hear from you. I'm going to stop the share. What I'm going to do too is I'm going to go through, you guys, we're open for questions. So we're in a pretty small group. So you feel free to put your questions in the chat box or unmute yourself while we're answering questions and waiting for questions. Hang on a second. Oh, yeah. So Bailey asked, can we get access to this PowerPoint later, possibly an email? Yes, you guys are all going to be getting the PowerPoint later. So that's a part of the presentation too, is taking attendance, right? So that's why I'm having also you guys write in the chat box so that I know who has attended. So I've written down everybody who has attended for today's session. So y'all are gonna get the PowerPoint and I'm gonna mark you as attended. If you are a domestic applicant, you can apply for the application fee waiver code because that applies to you. I'm gonna let Margarita give any tips that she has while we're waiting for questions, and while I'm gonna pull up some of these web links and put them in the chat box for you to copy and paste into a browser so you guys have access to that right away versus waiting for my email, just to help y'all out. And then Akori what advice do you have for students coming from different undergrad schools? Margarita, do you have any advice?
So at least application wise, the programs really do want to see all your full academic history. So you do want to make sure to upload a transcript for every university you have attended, even if it shows up as transfer credit in another transcript where you earned your final degree. You still want to upload everything so they have a full picture. And that's usually only during the application process, and then afterwards they'll ask you to just submit the final transcript where you earn your degree as proof that you earned your degree, unless they state otherwise. Another thing, I think it's just a good idea in general to kind of get to know the campus, ask as many questions, try to look up as many resources, and to really take advantage of the university that you'll be attending. UH is pretty big, and it could be intimidating. So if you come from a smaller campus, you know, it's always a good idea to take like a tour or something. I always think that's really fun because you get to know your campus and what's available, and you built that like kind of school pride. Let's see, I've been having a hard time getting in contact with directors of the counseling program. I was just seeing if there's a general contact or email that I can reach out to so that I can get more answers.
Oh, for counseling?
Yeah.
Yeah, so counseling falls under the College of Education. So have you tried this contact yet, Christina? This is for College of Education. This is the, you could probably try to put attention to Jennifer Hay, maybe she knows. And then let me look up who the contact is. I know that our contact for College of Education is Jennifer Hay, but they might have like a specific person. You can also, like, I just put in the chat box the graduate admission contacts and deadlines, that web link that gives you everybody's contact information and what the deadlines are for all of the programs. So let me just show that to you guys so you see what it looks like.
This is, so I'm gonna also share the contact info they have currently listed for, let's see. I should do whether there's an orientation.
I have counseling and counseling technology. It's different. It depends on which program you're specifically interested in. So you can see on my screen that there is a Master's of Science in Counseling. That's Dr. Rachel Whitaker. So what's cool is that you can just click there, you know, you can see the deadlines, right? And then this is the contact for that specific program. But then, you know, I don't know what degree you are interested in, like if it's counseling or counseling psychology. If it's counseling psychology, then it's going to be a different contact. So it looks like, yeah, counseling psychology is Dr. Cole Coleman, and it looks like the fall deadline for that specific program, counseling psychology, is November 1st. So there's still some time with that specific program. Hopefully that makes sense. And I mean, you're welcome to like email us the question and we can try to forward it on. But of course, like we definitely want you to connect with the program advisor for that program, because they are the expert when it comes to that specific program. So I did, Christina, I did put it, if you wanted to copy and paste that web link, hopefully that'll help. There's two different resources, like College of Education at UH.edu, which is COE at UH.edu, and then that specific program advisor for that program. So I'm not sure which one you tried to connect with, but try both and see what happens. And then if you can't get anybody, contact me, because you all have my email already. Good questions. Any more questions? We're kind of out of time, but I want to be mindful of everybody's time because we're at 3:03. So you are welcome to stay. You can log off now if you want. I'm gonna